earth, he was everything alone. He was God on his own. He was still king with a throne. It's not his creation that made him the greatest. You cannot get greater than ultimate greatness. It's out of his love that he chose to create us. Created the heavens and then he created the earth. He hadn't fashioned us yet. We was still part of the dirt. It was still black as my skin before we contended with sin. In the ending beginning, the enemy entered into the dimension, devising division that led to dissension. The spirit of God inhabit the sky and hovering over us all. Then he said, let there be light, and he switched on the light and he saw it was good for us all. Then he took all of the light he created and decided to surgically separate it. He called the brightness the day and the darkness the night, and today that's still right where he placed it. That's day one. On day two, he continued the mission. His vision became clear. World was water, placed the expanse in the center. Split the water down the middle. Put water above the expanse, the water below the expanse, he left it. We call the expanse, I reference the sky. Our God calls it the heavens. On day three, he said separate water under heaven into one place. Water was ocean, dry was land, and new turf was then named earth. Out of the earth came vegetation, all of the plants and seeds. And you know a tree by the fruit it bears, so on good soil sow seeds. On day four, he brought out the lights. He told them to shine in the sky, separate all of the seasons, all of the years, separate day from the night. He hung up the sun and the moon, then plotted out all of the stars. Everything we see distributed in light was created for us on day four. But if you've been tracking the story, then something ain't right. Cause he had said let there be light on day one. So what was the light? It wasn't no sun, it wasn't no moon, and he hadn't plotted the stars. So what was the sources of light if the sources of light were created day four? God is the source and they're just a reflection. The sun, the moon, the stars, reflections of him. He is the essence. He is the light. He is the life. He is the giver of blessings. He makes the visible possible out of the darkness into incandescence. On day five, he brought the ocean alive. Everything we see that swim in the sea, he created and it multiplied. That big fish that's gon' swallow Jonah when he try to run from his calling. Them two fish that Jesus gon' whip up in John and feed over 5,000. All the fish the disciples gon' catch when they switch the sides, they cast in their net. And that one fish that Peter gon' catch with the coin in his mouth to pay off their tax. Next on the list, he told the sky to fly. Everything we see that soar up above, he created and it multiplied. The raven that'll feed Elijah, showing God can even use the unclean. The rooster crows 3 signify Peter has denied he. The dove from up above on Christ's shoulder, let the spirit free. And I know if his eyes on the sparrow, then he's watching over me.
Let me run that back for y'all. So what was the source of light if sources of light were created day 4? And day 1, there wasn't no light. So what was the, He said, so what was the light? He kind of got confused. He was like, but if you've been tracking this story, then something ain't right. Because he said, let there be light on day 1. So what was the light? It wasn't no sun, it wasn't no moon, and he hadn't plotted the stars. So what was the sources of light if the sources of light were created day 4? What? He got me thinking. He got me thinking. Got me running to this Bible like, hold up, what are you talking about? Okay, so he said if the sources of light was created day 4. It says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. Now, he said day 4, so let's turn to day 4, because it said he created the light in day 1. So, let's see. The 5th day. Okay, so day 4 gotta be up here. Okay, so here go to day 4. Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from night, and let them serve as lights to mark the seasons and the days and years. And let them lights in the expanse of the sky, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on earth, and it was so. God made 2 lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth to govern the day and the night and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning. Hold up. Let there be light and there was light. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the sky. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw the light was good, and He separated them from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse." And He separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. He the devil. What? Okay, let's finish.
Day 6. God spoke to the earth, generate more life in it, listen. Livestock like the one sheep when the 99 go missing. Crawling creatures like the locust, He gon' send a pharaoh, yeah I mean business. And wildlife like them lions in the den with Daniel, but they couldn't kill him. Now let us make man in our image, creating them after our likeness. He speaking in plural, the Trinity with him, the Son and the Spirit beside him. Our Highness created us with a purpose, part of His vision. And ours, represent, rule, reproduce, that's the mission.
He took my mind with the first part. Like, he really got me thinking about the light. I can't even think about the song. I can't even think about what you're talking about. Because you lost me at the beginning. You lost me on day 4. Like, what? I feel like maybe this is where he got lost. Remember, I mentioned where I got lost. Maybe he got lost on day 4. This is where he got lost. He got lost when he read about the beginning. We all got lost in the beginning, I feel like, honestly. Maybe as a child, this was he was thinking too much about it, and he got lost when he read that, the stars and stuff wasn't created until day 4, so what was the light in the beginning? Wow.
Oh shit, they go that fit that you holding. Hold of that pain, that trauma, that drama, you really just gotta let go of it. He was there for it, I'll ignore it. Take hold of the spirit, let go of it. Gon' drown in them tears or swim in that living water that He pouring is flowing in. He'll take you a sip and drink more of it. And you got you some God, but get more of Him. You thinking about leaving, been thinking about you since the Genesis. Like where we going, then I'm an informant. Flipped on the stapler, then bread on my plate. How can I rest till my brothers is safe and they come out of space and they hard for they faith? Bowing and bending, but never with break. I took all of that hate and replaced it with grace. And the wages of sin is my debt, but my Savior took wrath on behalf of my flesh and still right in my place. Hey. The wages of sin is my debt, but my Savior took wrath on behalf of my flesh and still right in my 7 days.